So, hi, there I am again after 10 days after I started today. So, I did 8 days of fasting, and the 8th day was so exhausting that I couldn't even bring myself to make a video. I was just on the ground. That was the most terrible experience. I felt so sick. Yesterday I broke fast with I think 2 apples and the potato soup, home cooked of course. And yeah, well, of course I'm gonna keep eating, and I'm gonna read you the results from now. So today, or the last day of fasting, which is almost the same. So it's 82.9 kilograms with a body fat of 28.9 and the muscle mass of 33.2. So I'm gonna put here somewhere how I started, and yeah, well, that's the results. I completely do not expect to keep it like this because I know for a fact that I lost a lot of water, which is apparently very normal. They say you lose up to 4 liters. So I expect to gain 4 kilograms pretty quick, maybe within a week or so. And then I think because I was so exhausted and I couldn't do my training that I intended to do during the time, I think I still lost a little bit of muscle mass. Hopefully not so much. So let's assume it's another 2 kilograms, but that would still in the end mean that I lost around about 4 kilograms in these 8 days of fasting. Sadly though, I didn't make the 30 days, but I learned a lot. I mean, I read a lot, I watched a lot of YouTube during the time when you're so weak, it's basically nothing else you can do. And yeah. And I know for a fact now that I have some nutrition deficiency. I mean, I'm living for 20 years now as a vegetarian. I'm not gonna abandon that because out of ethics reasons. And I live on and off as a vegan for around about 12 years now. Yeah, well, I the last period, I think I do it for 4 or 5 years now. So, yeah, maybe I really have to look way more about what I'm eating. So I learned a lot about about things I didn't knew before, iodide, chromium, vitamin K2. These are all things that I either don't use at all, give my body at all, or at least way too less. Vitamin K2. Sorry, I have a hair here in here. Wow, it's wonderful, in the middle of the video. So vitamin K2, I think I don't consume it with my diet at all. I consume vitamin K1 with some vegetables, but definitely not enough, because the scientist said that you only convert around about 5 to maximum 10% of the vitamin K1 you can convert to vitamin K2. So you really need to eat a lot of green vegetables, which I don't, which is one mistake I definitely do in my diet, and I definitely gonna correct that mistake in the future. Iodine, I read like a lot of bad things about iodine, that it can destroy your, what is it in English, like typhus or so, like something with your seer, like this thing that creates like this hormone. And but so I actually like avoided whenever I could, and like according to my micronutrition that I keep track like every once in a while, I actually like eat enough from what's, at least to what the like official things like say how much you should consume, but I think it's like really not enough, because like I saw this one video and I realized that, I don't know whether you can see it in the camera. Maybe. Oh no, I cannot focus on that. Well, I have like these stripes on my fingernails, and it came like, I don't know, like 2 years ago, and it annoyed me already, and I didn't know where it come from. I just realized that I didn't have that before. And I tried to make research, but I couldn't find anything. And then I saw like this YouTube from Eric Berg, and he talked about it, and he said like that's like this thing here is like not really working, and that could be connected to either like there's like a damage here, which could be. I definitely have to go about that to a doctor, because like I had it checked out in like the last time like 5 years ago. So, and I know that in my family we have like a problem with that, so it could be that like finally it finally it reached out to me too as well, or it could be really that I just didn't take enough iodine. So yeah, they say it comes from that, and yeah, and then chromium, which also like is trace mineral. So I bought a supplement, like a micronutrition supplement, a trace mineral supplement now, with zinc, manganese, copper, iron, iodine, chromium, selene, and I don't know what that is, myoloctane. Yeah, well, we will see how that turns out. Definitely, my body was not ready to do the fast, because from all I read, I mean, like not only about from Dr. Fang and from Eric Berg, but also like from like really like these esoteric guys that do fasting like for years and years, and documented that very well. Like maybe like not very like scientific, but they have like really like a lot of experience with it, and they say that actually you shouldn't feel like weak at all. Yeah, no fatigue, no dizziness, no nausea. Maybe like in the first 2 to 3 days because of the detox effect, but after that your energy should skyrocket, and that didn't happen with me at all. I could like work out like once, like on the second day or on the third. And then I, like last week, in the middle of last week, I had like a dance class. I do Balboa dancing, swing Balboa dancing. And after that, I was like so fucked up, like even like to walk from there to the metro and then from the metro to my home. Boy, I was like through, yeah. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to prepare my meal now, but and I definitely gonna continue that. But before that, I have to take care of like my nutrition and like my health and diet in general, and that I really feel fit and healthy, and then I might do this again. And I definitely gonna continue with it. Intermittent fasting. I think this is like will be like really beneficial for me. And especially because I always was someone who liked to, I mean, for me, it's probably like really easy, because I always liked to eat huge amounts, and I never really liked eating breakfast. Like over the last couple of years, I kind of trained myself a little bit to have like breakfast, but it also, except of like the calmness it gave me like in the morning, like to have like a routine. Other than that, I didn't even like it. Yeah, I rather like it like to start in the day and hustling and do whatever I want to do and or I have to do and yeah, and then later on like have like a proper meal. So I definitely gonna do the. Oh, Ari, I think we are running out of space. So I gonna. So the device again like worked against me, but anyway, there I am again. Yeah. So intermittent fasting, good idea, and taking care of my nutrition better is also a good idea. Taking supplements until it's I reached my goal to get all my nutritions due to my diet. But otherwise, I think if I take supplements that came from nature, that's like important for me, like organic stuff, then it will not be like a problem. So the last thing I have to do, of course, is strip for you, and that we can see, and actually that can I see myself like how it changed. So I'm gonna do that now. So maybe I'm gonna switch the lights on. So, there we are again. I'm standing basically at the same place where I stood before. So we have me standing upright and me standing like this. And again, upright. Actually, like it's difficult to like not draw my belly in because it's like so shrunk with all my stomach and everything. It's like I basically cannot even do that. Like by default, it's like this. So this, so this, and so who knows how it looks. I'm gonna cut out like the before and after picture, and that's going to be probably my video thumbnail. I have like the 10 kilo before and 10 kilo after thing. Yoo! Oh, I don't want you. I didn't intend to put my belly inside of your face. We are not so intimate yet. Ah, well. Anyway, interesting experience, exhausting experience. Like this year, like these parts of my eyes that were like yesterday, like so dark and like almost black. Like how it looks when you're like incredibly exhausted. And I think like without my glasses, like I even look like pretty much as a zombie. So, well, still it was fun, kinda, and yeah, it was partially fun. Definitely a very interesting experiment. And I still don't like doctors, so the advice, like a lot of people like told me they have to go to a doctor before, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, well, I think like the next time I do it, I might even go to the doctor, even though I don't like it. But try it yourself if you see that, if it motivates you. If I hope I could bring like what the part that scared me about it. So yeah, like I think the last thing I want to say, like whenever people like talking about uh like uh like with a lot of energy about fasting, with a lot of excitement about fasting, and that it can be so healthy and like beneficial for you. And then they did it, and it was like everything was peaches. These people, they are probably like already on a health level which is like good for them. Yeah, no matter whether they are fat or like lean, they probably do not have like any inflammations. They don't have any sicknesses. They don't have any bacteria that are hurtful in their body. They probably don't have any like nutrition deficits, um, and I think all the euphoric and like all everything what you read would that say like that's like so perfect. You should do that comes from people like that. So from my experience, I'm not like that. I'm probably more like 99% of like everybody else. I have insufficiencies. I like my health is like not so good. I get like 3 times a year at least like a sore throat, and I have back pain, and like my hip already had surgery. So and this was 36 years, isn't that sad? Well, anyway, for people like us, we have to be careful. Yeah, this is like doing that like 30 days in a row. It's just not gonna work. If I really like, if I would that continue, if I would have continued that like for 3 more days, I probably would have ended up in a hospital because I wouldn't be able like to stand up and like cook my meals or anything. Yeah, especially like my blood pressure dropped so much that I like whenever I got up, whether it was like from sitting or from like lying, what I did like most of the time, I was like so dizzy, like and like almost like it got black in front of my eyes. Like 2 times it actually like happened that I had to grab onto something, and yeah, this was definitely like the worst part of it. So be careful, but anyway, try it.